Hi everyone, this is Lada from astrolada.com and I'm live today with your weekly horoscope from the 17th of July till the 23rd of July, the last week of the Cancer season, and it's going to be quite eventful. I mean, we have so many aspects, planets playing with each other, exchanging energies. So many signs are going to be influenced. So many people, almost like people from all the different signs will experience it. And at the end of the week, we finish on a new moon in Leo. You're not going to feel its effect until basically the new moon gives its results for the next 2 weeks after that, but we have to mention it because it's still within this week. So stay tuned to hear which signs will be affected the most, who will feel this new moon, and how everyone will be affected by the new moon and by all the different interplays between the planets. Let me just open on the chat, guys, to make sure that I hear and see your comments. Here it is. Sorry, bear with me. Yeah, it seems like there is sound. Okay, so we're going to start. The week starts a little bit more stressfully with a few difficult aspects. The week starts, let me just open it. The week starts with two difficult aspects, guys. One is, if you can see here, what I'm showing. This is all the 12 signs and where the planets are currently situated for that week. So the week starts with a difficult aspect between Venus and Uranus. I indicate the difficult aspects with red. We call it a square. Here it is because it's 90 degrees from each other. And also with a difficult aspect between Mars and Uranus, another square here we have. So that's on Monday and on Tuesday. So let's see. What does the Venus square Neptune mean for you at the beginning of the week? First of all, relationships, because Venus rules relationships that are started now on Sunday or on Monday can be more Neptunian. Some contracts, agreements, promises that are made might be illusory because Neptune makes it difficult. Neptune, the planet of fog, of something that's not clear, something that's hidden. So any new relationships, whether love or business or personal, might be a little bit more deceptive. Maybe not the person is trying to deceive you on purpose, but maybe they're just not saying everything, or maybe you are perceiving reality in a different way and you have different expectations than what the actual reality is. In any kind of contracts, agreement, Venus rules those things, especially verbal, spoken and written contracts and agreements, because Venus is in Gemini, might turn out, especially the first day of the week on Monday, might be a little bit less clear. There might be some omissions, some mistakes, some important conversations with loved people. Venus in Gemini can be a little bit unclear, a little bit like maybe with a tinge of something untruthful inside. So keep that in mind, And who feels this the most? Of course, Geminis feel it because Venus is in Gemini. Pisces feel that. So do the other mutable signs, Sagittarius and Virgo. They're the ones that are most susceptible to this, that they can witness it, whether it's your ascendant or your sun. But especially Venus-ruled people, which is Tauruses and Libras, will feel it because Venus rules their sign. So they have to be a bit more careful not to be wishy-washy, to be as honest as possible. And also when others promise them or tell them things, to take it with a little bit of doubt, not to project, to expect that maybe those expectations they have might not be too realistic, And also be careful for valued objects, not to lose them, because Neptune is to lose something, but also it can indicate that you you can communicate to someone very glamorous and attractive who says smooth and sweet words, but there might be something unclear or not fully realistic about that you are projecting in your head something unrealistic, but it's a very quick influence. Don't worry, it passes away very quickly. And then Venus makes a great aspect to Jupiter on the 18th, which is a trine. Venus immediately after that makes trine to Jupiter. So if on Tuesday you, and actually almost like even despite some kind of deception that can happen or some loss that can happen, it's almost like you immediately recover it after that, because the next aspect Venus does is to Jupiter, a good planet, the best planet. This is one of the most auspicious aspects between planets, the two benefics, Venus and Jupiter, the planet of love and the planet of blessings, the planet of wealth, of money, and the planet of wealth. In a harmonious aspect on Tuesday and even on Wednesday, you would feel it. So even if there was some mistakes, some omissions that happen in communications, in your relationships with people, even something more misleading or whatever, that kind of gets straightened out very quickly, but not in a negative way, in a positive way. Actually starting a relationship or contract or some kind of agreement of any sort, or collaboration on Tuesday is especially auspicious because of the exact trine between Venus and Jupiter, and it's very auspicious for any financial interactions, guys. Maybe starting, but remember that Venus is still within the square of Neptune, so make sure that financial interactions, that you also check the details, but Jupiter will protect you from losses, and Jupiter will make sure that it brings a lot of wealth or whatever, you know, or it brings a lot of expansion and growth and positive things. But maybe something about your expectations might be a little bit blurry or play out in a different way. And especially the air signs will be very blessed by this trine between Venus and Jupiter, which is Gemini, Libras, and Aquarius can benefit, whether it's your ascendant, sun, or moon, for any financial, for any relationship matters, anything that Venus rules, for anything creative as well, anything artistic. But actually the 2 days are great for artistic things because Neptune is a creative planet. But for more material, financial things, or even making some contracts, great, because the air signs is about communication, about collaborating with people, about groups of people, or one-to-one interactions. So on Tuesday, it's very auspicious for such kind of get-togethers, discussions, anything to do with money, anything to do with wealth, anything to do with relationships, personal or business of any sort. But remember that on that day as well, Mars is making square to Uranus on Tuesday. Actually, you're going to feel it from Monday. Some of you might even feel it from Sunday, and you're going to feel it also on Tuesday because Mars moves slower than Venus. And Mars square Uranus, and who feels that? The cardinal signs. So it means that Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn feel this more stressful influence between Uranus and Mars more. So what can it lead to? Well, the start of the week, it means cardinal signs, like, you know, especially people born in the last 5 degrees of the cardinal signs of Cancer, Libra, you know, Aries, and Capricorn, which means which means from 25 to 30 degrees if you have your sun, moon, or ascendant there. Or basically, if you're Aries, you're born from the 15th to the 20th of April. If you're Libra, you're born from the 18th to the 23rd of October. If you are Cancer, you're born from the last 5 days of Cancer, which would be from the 18th to the 23rd of July. And if you're Capricorn, you're born from around the 15th to around the 20th of January. So they have to be more careful, those people, with their sun there or their ascendant or moon from 25 to 30 degrees, because they'll be a bit more reckless. They'll be willing to take action without having very fast action. Uranus is like something fast. Be careful when driving. Be careful for little accidents because of hurrying up, cutting yourself, burning yourself, you know, anything like that, because cardinal signs are already very active, and Uranus and Mars are 2 planets of energy. So you might feel a little bit more stressed. You might feel on the more Uranus rules the nervous system. Your nervous system might be quite excitable, quite irritable as well. You might be fighting with some people as well. You might be more reactive overall, you know. But you know, it can be good for if you haven't had the energy to take action in regards to something. Now Uranus, Mars can push you into it, but the only thing is that it might just feel a little bit more out of your comfort zone and stress you somehow a bit more, and it can create changes of plans and unexpected developments for you. All right, so then we continue on the next day. Venus square Neptune, we said, Mars square Uranus. Sudden and inappropriate reactions are possible, taking too many risks. Bored with routines, you can be quite restless, and conflicts with groups of people. Uranus rules groups of people. And okay, so then we have Venus trine Jupiter on the 18th, even though you still feel on the 18th very strongly the Mars Uranus, but I said the Venus trine Jupiter brings a lot of good things to, sorry, someone is calling me, I just have to stop. Yeah, Skype. Yeah. So the cardinal signs, the last 5 degrees have to be more careful, but the air signs are having it great. And you might have cardinal signs, you might be Aries and Aquarius, like I am. So I'll feel the positive from Venus trine Jupiter, and in regards to my ascendant sign, and the stressful in regards to my sun sign from Uranus square Mars. Okay, so Venus trine Jupiter for everyone talking now, great day for emotional fulfillment, to feel happy, pleasant experiences with your partner, positive changes in your relationships are possible. If you can also receive things that you want easily, especially through good communication, because it's in the air signs. And new opportunities come naturally without effort, successful negotiations, increased financial income. Anything that you start during Venus trine Jupiter can bring more financial income and increases luck in one's life. And you can also receive presents or compliments or something like that. Travel for entertainment, Venus in Gemini, travel. Jupiter is travel, Venus is entertainment and pleasure. Then on the 19th of July, we have another, you see how the week gets progressively better. We have Mercury trine Neptune, trine Saturn. Another good aspect. The trines are easy, harmonious. Who feels it the most? Leos feel it, Sagittarius, Aries, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people. Also, who will feel it? Geminis would feel it, because Geminis are ruled by Mercury. So will Virgos feel it stronger. And so will Aquarius and Capricorns, because they're ruled by Saturn. So a lot of signs can be affected by that. Positive aspects on the 19th of July. Maybe you feel it the day before, on the 19th as well, and on the 20th. That is very good for practical, structured thinking, for learning something that you want to keep in your mind for a long time, for taking exams because it deepens the thought, for disciplining your mind, for some important contracts and negotiations for business as well. For important communications, for serious things. Saturn is something serious, career, work. For arranging things in regards to travel. Mercury is movement, Mars is in Sagittarius, the sign of Saturn is in Sagittarius, the sign of travel. And arranging also plans for entertainment. Mercury is in Leo, the sign of entertainment. Mercury manages, organizes, arranges plans for entertainment, which kind of you're more disciplined, more organized, more structured for that as well. And it's positive for business, for managing, for organizing, possible travel for business, but it's positive for all those things. And then we have on the 20th of July till the 5th of September, Mars goes into Leo. And I'm going to talk about that next week, because the sun will also be there. So I'll tell you how for the next 30 days, everyone will be affected by the sun and Mars in Leo, which means there'll be a lot more action happening. Whatever Leo falls for you guys, for each sign, I'll let you know what it means. But generally for everyone, it means that the energy level increase, because Mars moves away from its sign that it really is, it feels most frustrated in Cancer. It's like a passive-aggressive warrior. You know, warriors shouldn't be passive-aggressive. Mars is our drive, our motivation to go after things, to change things, to have breakthroughs, to assert ourselves. And in Cancer, it just makes one step forward, 2 steps back. Or it kind of, we became quite sensitive and moody, a lot of us as well, that were under the influence of Mars, like Aries people, like Scorpio people as well. But generally, everyone maybe felt just much more reactive emotionally, because Mars is reactions, for personal, private reasons, almost like unreasonable emotionally sometimes. You know, unreasonable reactions of anger and unusual levels of sensitivity and defensiveness from others, and reactivity from us and others. Thanks God, Mars is coming out of Cancer and it's going into Leo on the 20th of July till the 5th of September. Almost 2 months, guys. Well, month and a half, sorry. And Mars in Leo feels great. So the energy levels start coming up again in a level, and they increase in a positive way. So instead of being this kind of passive aggressive towards each other, or very defensive and reactive and taking everything personally and reacting out of personal, we become more noble. Leo is a noble sign in our reactions. We become more generous in our reactions, not only us, but everyone else. And everyone feels more driven to have fun, to do sports, to do enjoyable activities. Mars is your drive, what gives you inspiration, what gives you enthusiasm. And Leo will be to have fun, which is great. I love Mars during August, to have it during the summer holidays in Leo when it happens some years, because it kind of really, the whole world starts feeling like, yeah, I'm going to party, I'm going to do fun things, sports, enjoyable activities, I'm going to pursue romance. People become in a very kind of like, Mars goes after what it wants, and Leo is romantic activities, fun activities, hobbies, pleasures, you know, center stage roles. So it kind of, our actions become way more supported through more fun motivation rather than before, through Cancer, through feelings of insecurity or emotional reactivity. We don't react because of that anymore. When it goes in Leo, we react more out of dignity, more because we want to have fun, more because we feel more positive, more inspired and generous. You know, and I'll tell you next week how it is going to affect each sign. Then we have Sun square Uranus on the 21st. So 21st, the Sun is here in Cancer, and it's going to square Uranus. I'm not going to write it here because it's going to make a lot of... So the Sun is at the last degree of Cancer. It's squaring Uranus, which means, again, the people that are born in the last few days of Aries, Capricorn, Libra, and Cancer, they can feel that more strongly. It's active around the 21st, 23rd of July. It's energizing influence. It can act as a catalyst for change for everyone. I'm talking for everyone, even if you're not those signs, the cardinal signs. It just feels like excitable. There is like crackling energy in the air. But because it's a difficult aspect, it can lead to sudden change of plans that you have to be prepared around the 21st of July. More chaotic events that can happen as well. Restlessness, boredom is more likely when Uranus squares the Sun. Too much nervous energy is possible as well. Rebellious attitudes. You know, minor problems with electrical devices can also happen. But it's good for any businesses that are in media, that are to do with electronics, that are to do with technology, that are to do with astrology. They're kind of, you know, but you can feel just more rebellious towards authority figures. The Sun and Uranus is rebellion. And then the Sun enters Leo on the 22nd of July. And right on the 23rd, for some people it will be 22nd maybe, there is a new moon in the sign of Leo, which means that people born at the very start of Leo, so if you have your birthday on the 22nd of July, on the 23rd, on the 24th of July, this year there is a new moon on your Sun. My mom is born on the 23rd of July. Happy birthday, mommy, in advance. This new moon on your birthday is a very rare thing to happen, which indicates that new beginnings of powerful proportion will be happening over the next 12 months. For that person, whoever you are, I remember when there is a new moon on my Sun, I started that year my astrology business. It felt disruptive and scary, but that was probably the best thing that ever happened to me. And check out what sign, what house it falls in. Say, for example, for my mom, it will be new moon on her Sun in the 4th house in her horoscope, which means she might get a new house, you know, some powerful, something in a big way powerful, you know, or a new member of the family or whatever. But let's see how this new moon will affect all the signs. How is it going to be? Well, it is happening very close to Mars. So the new beginnings that this new moon will bring, and this new moon will bring new beginnings over the next 2 weeks. So you're not going to feel it this week exactly because it's happening on Sunday, the new moon, but you're going to feel it the 2 weeks after that. But I'm still like obliged to mention it. So keep in mind, if you're not feeling what's happening in regards to this new moon now, it's because you're going to start feeling it from after the end of next week. And a new moon is active for 2 weeks after that. So we have the sun here, the sun and the moon and Mars, oh, very close at the 0 degrees of Leo. This is where the new moon is happening. 0 degrees of Leo, as I said, people born at the beginning of Leo, like I gave the signs, this is life-changing for them. But for everyone else, what does it mean? Well, okay, if you are Aries, this new moon falls in your 5th house. So there might be new beginnings over the next 2 weeks in the life of your children, if you have children. If you're Aries ascendant moon, or there might be new creative ideas that come to you. 5th house rules new creative ideas that you feel the need to act on, because Mars, the planet of action, is. It might be a little bit stressful. Those new beginnings that are coming with this new moon are together with Mars, so they might be caused by some kind of a mini crisis situation, some stress, some kind of a tension, someone upsetting you in some way, so you initiate those new beginnings. But also Mars is the planet of enthusiasm, so some idea comes to you or some opportunity and you go and act on it. You just go and do it. You will do it. You take action. You take, you know. So for Aries, it's in regards to their love life. There might be a new romantic interest, for example, or renewal of their love life, or renewal of their desire to have fun, to enjoy themselves. 5th house rules, all those things, or a new hobby that can come, new creative interest, new creative business idea that can come to them as an Aries, or the need to renew their relationship with their children for some way, or the need to renew over the next 2 weeks their romantic love life, and they'll act on it. This is what I choose for Aries, that I'll be renewing my romantic love life and having more fun and acting on it. Then for Taurus, it's happening in the 4th house. There might be new beginnings in regards to their family life and personal life. It might be triggered by the need for some renovations, for example, because Mars is doing something physically, some renovations at home, or fixing something at home, or because the new moons are about renewal, you know, renewal of energy, new beginnings, and you have to act on them. Renovation, changes at home, some active physical activities or some active projects together with your family, new beginnings in your relationships with your family, in the dynamics with your family as well, yeah, some new beginnings around home and stuff like that. Okay, then if you're a Gemini, it's happening in your 3rd house, this new moon. So after the 23rd of July, for 2 weeks, you can have new beginnings, guys, in regards to new skills, and you might feel compelled to act on them, or something might force you, like you have to learn new skills, you have to learn computing, or you have to learn, I don't know, the alphabet if you're 5 years old, you know, something to learn, like new skills with your mind. So that will be great time. You have the green light to learn new things. You'll be very proactive. You'll follow through new skills and to initiate new contacts. There might be like new information that comes to you over the next 2 weeks that gives you missing pieces of the puzzle, new details, information, you know, and there might be renewal also, and the desire for you to act on your administrative tasks of some sort, or on your correspondence, or on your internet, or in your marketing and management of your business, or in your advertisement of your business. 3rd house rules all those things. So there might be the desire, if you're a Gemini, to act on some short travel, like the opportunity and the new opportunity for some short travel can appear, that you can go somewhere for less than a month. You know, short travel means something less than a month, or not too far away. New beginnings in your relationships with your siblings, with your relatives, with your teammates, co-mates, maybe a new projects in a small group environment can also appear for you, Gemini. Then if you're a Cancer, it's happening in your 2nd house. New beginnings and new ideas on which you have to act, and you will act. And they might be spurred by some stresses, as I said, something, you know, Mars can be something stressful, but you become enthusiastic to act on it in regards to your resources and money, in regards to assets of some sort. Say, for example, you might, if you are a, let's say you have a grocery store and you decide to stock it with new products, you know, this is 2nd house as well. And you take action and you do that over the next 2 weeks. Or say your business is whatever it is, but the resources of your business, whether it's painting, it might be the paints that you're using, you might be initiating new ones. So if you're, you know, if you have a restaurant, you might source out, you might go and look out for new sources of better products for your restaurant, you know, food, anything like that. Or if you're employed somewhere, you can just feel the spur to get some, to start acting on improving your resources in gaining something new in your life. But also it has quite an impulsive influence because you can spend a lot more. It can be a great time to splurge on something actually over the next 2 weeks, on something that you've always wanted to have. You feel like more impulsive as well. Be careful of that. But it's in your second house. Leo rules something that you really will be proud of, something beautiful, something gorgeous that you go and buy for yourself, or, you know, for your family or whatever. So there can be new beginnings in regards to acquiring some possession that you feel proud of in some way, and doing it quite fast as well. But be careful that you don't overspend. If you are Leos, well, what I said, Leos, it's powerful new beginnings in your, for the next 2 weeks in regards to your whole life. By the way, it means if it's your Leo ascendant, Leo moon, or Leo sun, so it can mean that, for example, you'll find a new path for yourself. It can happen over the next 2 weeks because of the new moon in Leo. Or it can mean that new ideas start coming over you about everything in your life, about all the directions in your life, and you start acting on them. It might be even something that annoys you, that really kind of grinds your gears, as they say, which is Mars, which pushes you to take action. So Leos, for you, it is time after this new moon, but wait after it becomes visible. Don't start totally new things on the new moon. Exactly. You have to wait a couple of days when the first sliver of the moon appears. And then for the next 2-3 weeks, wow, Leos, it's your time. You'll be feeling that there is those inspirations coming from above, those new opportunities that are opening of some sort. And even if you're not acting on them now, write them down, because this is like a programming for you with ideas and little doors and signs for you from the universe for the next 12 months. So that it's the new moon in your sign, guys. So be open-minded, but don't start them before the end of the week. So maybe by next Wednesday after that. And you'll act on them. You'll be very driven. If you're Virgo, full moon, a new moon in the 12th house. Well, it's more about intuition, or more about things from the past that come back renewed in a new form somehow and require you to act in some way. But you might feel less motivated because the new moon in your 12th house, Virgos, is kind of, it's a house of more like new beginnings in a spiritual way, new spiritual realizations of some sort that make you act on them, new kind of clarity or understanding over the next 2 weeks about your hidden motivations, or something can come out which was hidden from you, like a secret or some actions behind your back, which you become aware of after the 21st of July. Or it can be new beginnings in regards to what you need to remove from your life, like a realization, how to approach it in a new way, the things that you have to remove in your life and act on that. If you are Libra in your 11th house, this new moon, which means that there can be new beginnings after the 23rd of July till the first week of August, till the 7th of August, in regards to your social circle, new friends, that's possible, or that you become proactive in pursuing new friends. A new mentor can appear in your life of some sort. Or the 11th house is pursuing activities, new group activities. You can become and join some group, or become part of a forum on the internet, or become part of some kind of a organization of like-minded people, or do some new activities you've never done before, like go to a big concert where big groups of people are gathered together. But it's also your goals and long-term goals and your dreams. That is the 11th house. So you kind of, it's renewed, that area of your life gets renewed, and you might get new ideas or new actions and desire to act in regards to those long-term goals to achieve them somehow. If you're Scorpio, it's happening in your 10th house, Scorpio, this new moon, which means if you're Scorpio ascendant or Scorpio sun, it can have new beginnings in regards to your career. There might be a new career project for you. There might be a new boss, you know, around you, or there might be a renewal of your relationship with authority figures or your boss. Some new element comes there, or some new idea about your social status, about your career of some sort. And it might be kind of driven by competition and your competitive nature, because Mars is also there, and to act on it over the next 2 weeks. So act on it. If you are Sagittarius, then it's happening in your 9th house. This can mean new beginnings in regards to relationships with foreigners. Maybe some new foreign people can come. In regards to travel, Sagittarius, over the next 2 or 3 weeks, you can start making new plans for traveling, for foreign countries, for anything, renewal of some situation connected with legal matters, 9th house. Or there might be new ideas for you to pre-qualify. It can come like you changing your mind about the direction of your life and deciding, I want to study something else and pre-qualify. This is the 9th house. Then if you as a Capricorn, it's happening in your 8th house. New moon in the 8th house can indicate that over the next 2 weeks, an idea or opportunity or some kind of inspiration can come to you in regards to changing something with your mutual resources. Say there might be a fight with your husband about money, and you decide, okay, we'll change something here. Well, we'll change something in some way, you know, how we deal with both our, or there might be some big expense that comes, and you have to make new renewal of how you deal with your mutual resources. So this can be your client's money, or money and resources that come to you from other people, you know, in some way. So there might be a new source of income that comes to you by collaborating with someone else, or by gaining a new client, for example. And there might be new ideas to renew the intimacy in one's life, which is also the 8th house for you, Capricorn. And new beginnings, and new beginnings in regards to something to do with taxes, or in regards to something to do with inheritances as well, 8th house. If you are in your 7th house, it's falling exactly on my 7th house cusp. This, well, within 2 degrees. New beginnings in the life of your partner, marriage partner. New beginnings over the next 2 weeks in regards to new business partnership can appear. New opportunity to collaborate with someone can appear. New contract can be signed. Something new and interesting happens in the life of your business or personal marriage partner. New committed relationships can appear as well, you know. Especially if it's, you know, there is a new moon every year in the same month, guys. It doesn't mean that every year Aquarius in August will meet a new partner, or, you know, around July, August. It has to fall very close to the cusp of that house that it falls in from the ascendant, or to very close to a planet that's in that house. But we have to mention all the signs. Anyway, so this is for Aquarius. And for Pisces, it's happening in the 6th house. New beginnings in regards to work. Maybe some new work project that can come to your Pisces. Maybe some new responsibility and duty that can also come to you. You have to be willing to act on it. Maybe the new drive to change your health and routines to health. And actually, this will be a great time if you want to introduce some new workout routine, especially if you're doing it for your health, especially if you're doing it to improve your mental and physical balance overall in life. This is the 6th house. So this is what you have to act on. And it might be triggered by some kind of mini crisis again, because it's with Mars. Say something in your health happens, so it pushes you to, yes, to start new beginnings in regards to your diet, you know. And it might be new beginning in regards to something to do with your co-workers, or people that you employ, or people that are your employees of some sort. Maybe some new project you're working together, or maybe hiring a new employee, or maybe getting a pet. 6th house rules pets over the next 2 weeks. So thank you so much. That's everything for this week. Tune in this week, guys. I'm making an interview with Mike Amato on wealth, and it's going to be when Venus is trine Jupiter, a day after that, actually, on the 19th. We're going to do a webinar. He's a very well-established businessman, and he's going to teach us the mindset of wealth, how because he came from a very poor family and how he made himself wealthy and how he created this mindset of wealth. And I'm glad that it coincided with the Jupiter trine Venus, because it's perfect time to talk about the wealth mentality and wealth state of consciousness. And because first you have to create it here in order for you to attract it from outside. And then we'll have on the day after that, I want to introduce to you Feel Good, an amazing astrologer. And we'll talk about how to make ourselves feel good through astrology. So thank you so much, guys. And I will see you soon. Yeah, I'll see you on Wednesdays. Something like that. No. Yeah, Wednesday. Love you all.